Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again. Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again.
Yeah, it's that time again to drop a line. So sit back and relax and let's go fishing again. Come along as we join John Shaw and today's special guest. Reel 'em in on Fishin' with the Good Old Boys. Good fishing.
Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, come fishing again. Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, come fishing again. It's good old boys, come fishing again.
Folks, we have with us Jim Warnke from the Game and Fish, Arizona Game and Fish. Introduce a couple of the other guys we have with us today, Jim.
Off to my right is Leonard Cooper, the wildlife manager for the Roosevelt District, and Ron Horsch, that is the Tonto Basin wildlife manager, to help us out on the lake today.
And exactly what are we doing?
Today, John, we're going to go out, and what we've done is set some gill nets to acquire some broodstock smallmouth bass, although we are taking largemouth, and we're going to take these fish to the Page Springs hatchery, use them as spawning adults so that we can secure lots of little largemouth and little smallmouth to stock at other lakes.
That's great. Great news for you anglers out there, folks. So why don't you come along as we pull these nets up?
Okay, John.
Good stuff.
Okay, what we're doing here is that we're running the gill net. That's where we go ahead and just pick the fish out of the net. We've got a small channel cat right there.
Okay.
That Ron's gonna take out. We on these particular gill nets, they're 150 feet long, and they have a variety of mesh sizes or holes. Right here, for example, this one right here is a 1-inch, and this is designed to catch small fish. There's 6 different sizes of panels that go along a 150-foot stretch. It goes from this 1-inch size all the way to 3 inches in increments of a 1/2 inch. So the next panel that we get to will be 1.5 inches. Okay.
All right.
Like right here, this is the seam right here, and you can see the difference. Picked up another channel cat there. They usually get caught by their spines. Okay, we got ourselves a little bit larger catfish and a largemouth bass here.
Bass.
And on these bass, let's see, we're going to run him through forwards or backwards. We could probably do him forwards. What we do is Leonard will show you right here, he'll have his church key or a can opener and actually just lift the filaments around the fish is what he's doing there.
The old church key, eh, Leonard?
That's right. It sure saves on our guys' fingernails, and a fish will slip through something you just don't think that he'll fit. Like that's just a little 1.5-inch stretch, and that whole bass just went through. Let's take a look at that one. That's one of our smaller ones, but it's a good broodstock size because he'll last like 2 or 3 years of good reproductive capabilities. Let me help you there, Ron. I'll show you how to do that. Sometimes it is necessary to remove the spines on the catfish. Although it won't kill them. It's the only way we can get him out of the net fairly easily. And we'll throw him back. Okay, Ron, you still got her there.
Okay.
Good thing the wind isn't blowing too bad today, otherwise we'd be all over this net.
I heard it was real cold here yesterday. That's
Yeah,
what Floyd
okay.
was telling me before.
Here's a little bit larger catfish. Again, you see him caught by his spines here, and a largemouth that's caught around the head. And all we do is just take the spines off the catfish. As I said, it doesn't kill him, but it's the only way you can get him out of the net without injuring him too bad. Ron, you want to?
Yeah, I can get this one.
You can. The thing about catfish, they have those serrated spines, and they hang up in the net so easy. One of our catfish, he's a repeat offender. Ron just didn't throw him far enough. Well, these are particularly effective when the fish are moving a lot. This is kind of what you call a passive capture technique, so that the fish have to swim into it. And if nobody's swimming around, a lot are going by, then they don't get stuck in it, and we don't get that many. But we use these to pick them up in deeper sections, deeper water, especially the catfish and such like that that are on the bottom. Electrofishing doesn't work too well on them. so it's just another technique.
You gonna do that today? Electroshock them?
No, we decided not to go with that this time. We generally do that at night, and we didn't think it'd be that effective because the last time we tried it didn't work too well during
It only goes
the
down around
winter
8
time.
feet down or something
Yeah,
like that?
if they're not within 8 feet, then we don't pick them up.
So what's the story with the dam over here, Jim? I see they're just changing everything. And
Yeah, they're putting in the suspension bridge right now over there, and they'll be working on the dam pretty actively starting in, I believe, 1990-91. And they're going to reinforce the dam and raise it up so it'll have a larger capacity for holding more water when we have those high water years. But even if we just have a normal year, I think they're counting on the dam putting up an extra like 15 vertical feet of water. So it'll inundate all this stuff we see along the shoreline from the high water mark. You can see that there'll be a lot of mesquites and so forth underwater, and that's good for fish.
oh, fantastic structure. I'd say the smart fishermen right now would be coming around this lake, checking out all the structure and what's going to happen when the water comes up, and they'll already know.
That's right, he'll make himself a map of it.
That's right. Got a carp on his way up.
Yeah, we... Looks like we got another, there's a good sized channel cat.
Oh, big channel coming in too.
Leonard's going to give me the carp. Thank you, Leonard. You're a good guy.
You're
Yeah.
a carp kind of guy, Jim.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, look at that big catfish.
That's a nice sized channel cat there.
Yeah, real nice. About 6-pounder.
Probably about that.
So what are you going to do with the catfish, Jim?
What we'll do with him is we'll return him back in the lake so some lucky angler can tangle with him sometime.
All right, look at him go.
We might do, Leonard, is to hold him out until we're done running the net so we can get him far away, otherwise he'll swim right back in the net. The thing about catfish, John, is they're so doggone hardy that we can just lay this guy down on the floor down there and he'll be fine for an hour.
Just lay him on.
As long as we don't step on him.
I tell you, you guys catch fish. You catch fish quicker than anybody I saw.
Yeah.
So what do you got there, Jim? You gonna let that puppy go, huh?
We're going to let Mr. Channel Cat here go so that some lucky angler can catch him.
Mr. Whiskers.
Mr. Whiskers. There he goes. He is happy to be free.
Hey, I'm gonna cross over to this side.
Okay. And you can see it's a pattern difference and even a scale difference. With somebody that I can actually feel the difference between this one and this one. The scales are a lot bigger on the largemouth and a little bit more prickly, whereas this one's nice and smooth and a smaller scale pattern. But these are two beautiful sized fish to use for broodstock. Although they're small, they have a lot of years, number of years of potential of being in the hatchery and producing large numbers of eggs and getting a lot of young off. So that's a good fish there.
Okay, so that's the difference.
That's the difference between a largemouth and a smallmouth.
I'd rather catch a smallie any day. The battle. Oh, definitely. This is illegal for everyone except game and fish, correct?
Yes, absolutely. This is not a legal method of take, or people can't go out and sling themselves a net like are allowed in some states simply because of the potential damage it could do to the fishery and the different species of fish in the lake. So this is illegal. And we only do it every so often just to either capture some fish for our broodstock or else to sample the lake to see how well the fishery is developing, to make sure there are enough fish of different size and different species for fishermen to catch.
How about the trout you were just telling me about that you stocked down in Apache Lake?
Yeah, we started a new program down there this week that has some pretty far-reaching
Hold on, Floyd got one over here. That's the smallmouth king. I'll tell you, nobody catches him like Floyd.
That's why we invited Floyd to come out to the lake with us today.
Smart move, Jim.
because he knows what he's doing, and obviously this is a good place to catch him.
Okay, Jim, before we were interrupted by Floyd catching that fish, thanks, Floyd. You were telling us about Apache Lake, the trout you got.
Yeah, we put in a special strain of rainbow trout in there. This time it was the Kamloops strain, and the reason it makes it special is because this particular strain of trout grows very quickly and grows to large sizes. In other words, we put them in at 8 inches just this last week here. And this fish has the potential of growing to be well over 2 pounds at this time next year, so that people can go out and take advantage of the fish. We're developing what's called a trophy trout fishery. In other words, this is a fishery to where you can expect larger than average size trout. And we will be putting probably some minimum size limits on there in the next couple of years. But this year we're just trying to get it started to make sure that the fish of this special strain grow out like we think they will. So they... ultimately, probably in 2 or 3 years, maybe 5-pounders will be a common thing down there.
That'll be fantastic. Apache Lake, right close to the major population centers here in
Absolutely.
Arizona.
So people won't have to go all the way up to Lee's Ferry or someplace else to catch these good-sized fish, and it'll be a fishery that will be active all year long.
That's where some of your money goes, folks, when you buy your fishing license.
Absolutely,
Good
not
stuff
just
like that.
Absolutely, not just towards the buying of the fish or stocking the fish, but the active management schemes that we go on. In other words, we had to do a lot of homework on that lake to make sure that we selected the right type of fish for the right type of lake. That once we put the fish in there, that it could grow to reach its full potential of well over 12 pounds. So a lot of the management is into the investigation of the fishery, because we're the trained professionals that are supposed to know what goes on in these lakes, and the license money certainly goes to that, so that we can develop these plans to actually go out and make fishing better for everybody.
Okay, Jim, let's go to the other, where are we going, Sheriff's Station?
We're going to go to Sheriff's Station to dump our fish off in the nets.
Let's hit it, guys.
Okay. Okay, we're at the aid station inside the boathouse now, John, and we have 2 holding nets where we're keeping our bass. These nets go down about 10 to 15 feet. They're fairly deep, and they allow the water to flow through it so to keep the fish alive. So let's go ahead and transport some of our smallmouth and largemouth that we've taken out of the nets.
Okay, let me
to our
get out.
holding nets.
Yeah, I'll hold this.
Okay.
You can go on over there.
Aaron's got a nice small little girl in there. This one here is
Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty.
a beautiful smallmouth bass.
That's a gorgeous fish.
You can see why this lake grows a trophy size smallmouth like one that was
That's a-
last year with New State record. There you go, bud.
Yeah, this lake gave up 2 state records last spring. Smallmouth and largemouth.
Another smallmouth, and they'll just go right down in there. Got some black crappie in there.
Nice smallmouth right there. So what's the next step after this, Jim?
The next step after this, John, is that we will, after some of the Floyd and some of the other fishermen that have helped us catch these fish, and we have as many as we're going to get today, we will simply gather the nets together like this, bucket out the fish, and take them up to our hatchery truck that's waiting for us up here, and they have a recirculating 500-gallon tank there that will take them up to the Page Fish Hatchery.
Okay.
They'll be in good care.
Here's some of the rest of your crew in here.
We'd like to thank Jim Warnicki and the rest of the guys from the Arizona Game and Fish Department for allowing us to come along. They sure caught a lot of fish with those gill nets and shared a lot of good information with us. Now let's join Floyd Pheas and his wife Carol for some rod and reel fishing.
A little warmer. It was really chilly this morning.
Chilly wasn't a name for it. It was right down cold.
Chili's the name of a country in South America.
Yeah.
It was cold.
It was very
All right.
cold.
See if we can get some of these.
Ice all over the boat. This is the first sun we've had in 2 days. We was up here yesterday catching smallmouth or trying to catch smallmouth with the game department. We did wind up catching more than they did, and they had nets out. But the smallmouth hadn't cooperated today near as much. Quite a few largemouths, small ones, nothing any size. It's the size they wanted, though, for their brood stock.
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
I guess Warnicki said that they was gonna, that they turned all of their fish, what did he say, in Peck's Lake, all their brood stock. I guess we'll have to go up there and go fishing.
Yeah, that's the deal. Come on, Fishy.
I cannot believe these fish are in as shallow water as they are.
Yeah, it's incredible for this time of year.
Even yesterday during the storm, and they were in a foot to 4 feet of water. And they seem to be that way today. I can't figure out why we hadn't caught any more smallmouth than we have today. It should have been a lot better than what it was. Boy, the wind died down, the sun's beginning.
Yeah, you're right. Not too
come
many
out.
smallies today.
We didn't even catch him while he's under cover.
I got something. Hey, maybe this is a smallie, Floyd.
No,
I don't know. Don't feel that big.
You need a net? Let me get my line
You
now.
don't feel too big at all. No, it's a largemouth.
He's just a small one. Just
He's
lift.
smaller.
Yep.
Come on, buddy.
That's about all we've been catching.
Yeah, all day. It seemed like
No.
a small, real small.
Yesterday we caught bigger fish, but you know the game department wanted from that size right there to about 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, they seem.
They didn't want
What
the
was
bigger fish.
reasoning? They say the fish are healthier. They could use them for a longer time. Come on, son.
What did they do? Eat that one?
Yeah, just about. Cooked them good. A lot of times on these yellow jackets and whatnot, they just, they're not hooked that good, but this boy is right in there. Come on. Come on. Get out there. I mean, he ate that sucker, Floyd, I tell you.
Let me see if I can
You
help
got
you with
pliers
him
on
there.
or something?
I'll get him. Yeah, what he done, he went through that soft part and in behind that bone.
Uh-huh.
I can get him out of there. The pliers are down in the boat there someplace. There it is.
There you go.
Put a little pressure on him.
Let me throw that old boy back there. See you, buddy. Grow up.
Yeah.
We gotta get
Go.
some smallies,
Go
Floyd.
back there and try that point again.
Let's go to the point back there. Maybe we'll do something. right
Seem to
there.
be working.
Hey, we're having fun. We're catching some of these largemouth here. That's a nice area you put us in here.
Carol, put a yellow jacket on, or are you going to put a doolally? When are we going to do that show with a wiggle stick?
Wiggle Stick. Yeah, we should do a show at Wiggle Stick. Maybe about,
When is that? Didn't you schedule one? You got to let me know.
Yeah, I'll
so
let
that
you know. We got to do that for Gary. That's a great bait. We saw him out here earlier today. We saw his wife catch a nice smallmouth with the Wiggle
Yeah,
Stick.
but we won't tell him we didn't see Gary catch one. Though.
That's right. We'll never say that. Look, Carol laughing. It's Ladies' Day today, Carol.
What do you got,
You
Carol?
got something there?
Look,
You
just
got
crank
something,
it in.
Carol?
Raise your rod tip up. Raise it.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Let him jump.
There you go. Bring it on
want-
in. You must run in the family here, folks. All right, Carol, way to go.
I don't believe it.
What you catching on?
Doolally.
A doolally.
Well, you told her about them crappie out there a while ago, and she's
Yeah,
trying to
she's
catch a
trying to
crappie.
catch
and
crappie, and she comes up with a smallie.
Yeah,
I mean, a largemouth.
no, it's a little
largemouth.
largemouth.
Way to go, Carol. You ate that doolally all up, huh? All right, Carol Pheas catching one. Runs
Yeah.
in the family, huh,
You
Floyd?
know why I turned that loose? Because she always tried to kiss the fish and turn it loose, so I didn't want her doing that.
I tell you. You
You
need
know
some
what?
smallies, Floyd. You're the king of smallmouth here. You caught some this morning for game and fish.
We caught several for
Yeah,
game and
quite a
fish.
few this morning
Matter
and
of fact, we
yesterday.
caught 14 to be exact.
I've been using this here Trimax photochromatic line today, and it's really good stuff. I really like it. 6 pound test, works great with your lure.
Looks like you could cast it a mile. You know, John, he's been talking about all these other fish. We mentioned smallmouth and crappie and largemouth, but we didn't mention all the other fish they got in here, like
Yeah, I
carp.
keep hearing they got these big catfish in this lake, Floyd. How big do they go around here?
The biggest one we got out of here was about 41 pounds.
How much?
About 41. We caught a 52 pounder in a trap, but it's illegal, so we had to turn it loose.
I hear all these stories. I've never seen any fish
Well,
that big.
we'll just, well, you know, they got big buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
big carp, and I guess there's a few suckers in here and a little bit of everything else. bluegill and crappie, which we've seen a bunch of crappie today. I'll show you that catfish.
How big are these catfish around here, Floyd?
Well, if I can get him out here.
Yeah, you might say
Yeah,
have
you
big
want-
fish in
You
this
want some
lake.
catfish and nice
No,
puppies?
I don't touch catfish. Oh, man. How heavy is that boy?
Good. Oh, he go 20, 25 pounds. He go about 25. So you imagine a 50-pounder.
Folks, you see the size of this puppy here?
You know what? You know who I wish I had on here now is H.G. Listiak. He calls them reptiles. He don't like catfish.
Look at the size of that.
John, people ain't gonna believe you holding that catfish.
I know. I usually don't like catfish, Floyd, and this is the biggest one I ever seen. You took me, holding it.
Yeah.
It's been a great day. I'd like to shake your hand, Floyd, but I'm afraid to leave this boy go.
Well, I'll take care of him for you.
You got him?
Yeah, let me get my
I'll
hand
hold
right
mine.
here. Okay, watch your
All right.
fingers. You'll see they do
I tell
bite,
you.
see that?
It's been a great day. I'd
Well,
like to thank the Game and Fish Department.
Well-
Warnicky.
Jim's always a lot of fun to go fishing with, and he likes.
He just about could fit in that live well like big can.
Yeah, well, we had a 43 and a 36 in that one, and a 28 and a couple of 9s in this one, but
That boy was big enough for me.
they couldn't swim very
Been a
well
great
in
day,
there.
Floyd.
I'm gonna shake hand, catfish and all. I'm gonna shake hands with
That's
you.
all right.
All right.
I'd like to thank your wife for coming along, Carol.
Thank you.
Nice having you along today.
Even she did catch one on a doolally, right?
That's right. That's right. And we'll see you folks next week.
Enjoyed the show again.
Always enjoy it with you, Floyd. See ya.